different. Obviously, I go live in the mornings when we do our market profile prep. I've been asked quite a bit lately, especially when I'm going to do my third market profile series. I've tossed and turned on when I wanted to do it again. And I was thinking later in the year, then I was thinking earlier in the year, then I was thinking this and that and the other. And after, discussing, with my wife and trying to come up with a compromise to, not be always attached to my screens, which has become the case kind of over the last 3.5 years here. We decided that the best time for myself to do this around my family time would be starting here rather quickly in August and running it right through until October, so that, I'm done and I can catch, the kids getting back into the routine with school. The market's going to pick up, obviously, once we get into, September, October, that time as well. So, a lot of people have asked me about the profile series and what it is. And I've tried to explain it the best I can. Now, if you have been to my website, TradeUp, I have a specific tab that only talks about the market profile series. And it's something, if you're interested, you should go through and give it a quick read. See if it's something that maybe could help you understand, how to use the profile in a more actionable manner, so that, you're not just looking at it like letters, right? I think the profile has lost a lot of its juice and in a way has lost its ability for people to really respect and understand how powerful of a tool it truly is. And I'm very, very passionate about the market profile. Ask anybody who's ever talked to me about it. It is something I'm quite passionate about. So to talk about the series, I'm not great at doing this stuff. Most people know this at all, but let me just give you a quick guideline on what's going to go on this time. Very similar to the previous ones. You'll have the access to the pre-recorded, which pretty much allow you to have zero knowledge of the market profile altogether, and bring you up to a level where you'll be able to step into the first 2 weeks of, kind of the beginner side of the profile in the series and not be left behind, right? So we do always a question and answer period in the series itself, so that people aren't going to get left behind. Last series, we added homework for the first, 3-4 weeks. I thought that was very beneficial. I think, the participants then found that to be quite beneficial. And some of the feedback I got was, it'd be great to have an opportunity or an option, to do one-on-ones, right? To be able to get, some time just with myself, for people that maybe aren't so comfortable with asking their questions in a group setting, or, have their own questions that don't get answered in maybe the detail that they were looking for. So that option is going to be there for this time. I've added that in the product section. Now, of course, there's going to be an additional charge for that. You're talking about added time for myself, but I'm willing to do that. So if that's something that you're interested in, the Profile Series Plus is what you're looking at. You'll get the 30 minutes each and every week of one-on-one time with myself. And keep in mind, I do cap the market part or the participants in these series. So again, that's going to stay the same, especially if we're adding in, additional time to this. But that's definitely something that, if that's what you're interested in, I think that will help a lot of people, continue to get the most out of each and every week as we continue on. The secondary thing that I was asked a lot is, I work a 9 to 5. Like, is it really beneficial for me? So first and foremost, there's people who have taken both series who have never been on them in live, even once, who have left really great reviews for me. You get the recordings each and every day, so you're not left behind, right? You're always sent the recordings the day of, and you can go through them at your own pace, but you need to keep up with what's happening. So if you're going to take it, I understand you get busy in a week, but if you're on the weekends and you took the series and you invested in yourself to get into the series, it's very important that you watch each and every webinar that is sent out, especially, when we start getting into, the final, 4 weeks where, I'll start throwing a lot of links at you and we'll start meeting a lot more often together. Meaning, there's a lot of times, especially in the last 2 weeks, where we're doing 2 a day, each and every day, because there's so much that you need to cover once you get into the live side and you start monitoring the open, the first 3 hours of the market, it has to be done where you have to have the time commitment, right? It's a huge time commitment for myself, first and foremost, to do the profile series. And it's just equally as much for yourself to take on that same commitment. So, you don't need to be live, but if you are, it is beneficial. But because I know a lot of people can't be live, the first 2 weeks of this series, which is kind of the building blocks that go into it, right? You have the pre-profile series, which is already pre-recorded, which is your foundation. So if you know nothing about market profile or you're just new to it, that helps you bring you up to speed to where we'll start when we get into the first 2 weeks. And when we get into those first 2 weeks, that's kind of the building blocks for the rest of the series. We're going to talk about structural nuances. We're going to talk about the vanilla nuances and when they actually matter and why they're just, have almost become sales tactics and in a way, an interesting thing to throw out there and say, oh, this, that, and the other. But we really get into when and why and where those matter, how to pull out contextual levels, right? Structurally contextual levels. Now, there's a lot of levels out there now that I think are very good too. What I try and show people is when you're looking at the market profile, you are looking at structure, okay? You're looking at the structure of how the how the market is being built. That is what gives you the confidence to get in on one side or the other of a trade and allow that trade to work out in your favor. Now, if you know where the market is bound to pause, stop, potentially reverse, it gives you an opportunity to monitor your tape when the market comes into that level. Instead of just sitting there staring at your tape 24/7, which, eventually you're going to get to anyways, it gives you an opportunity to, okay, look, we're coming into this level. Let's take a look now. So, it's a long-winded response to what I'm trying to say is the first 2 weeks of this series, I'm actually going to do out of market. Now, that's a big change for me. Again, that's a huge time commitment for myself because obviously as a trader, I'm already in front of my screens for, X amount of time each and every day. Then to add on, an additional, hour and a bit, over the first 2 weeks is a big time commitment, but I think it's very valuable, especially for those who are trying to get into the profile who know. I know a lot of people who are trading are working a full-time job as well, and that's perfectly okay. I think, that's very commendable, to be honest with you, that you're going after it like that. And I just want to make the first 2 weeks even more accessible to those potential participants. So that's a big change as well. Those will all be done outside market hours. So I'm talking after close. Keep in mind, I live kind of in the weirdest time zone in North America. So all the times will be based off of New York time. So we're talking, later in the evening, New York time, 6, 7 p.m. type thing, 6, 7, or 8 p.m., so on and so forth. Also, we're going to get into the DOM. Now, there is a bunch of nuances that I've been picking up on of late that have worked quite well, especially in this market. Now, keep in mind, from Series 1 to what I want to go over in this series, things have changed, right? Series 1, I talked about something called the beam quite a bit. The beam was hitting, over and over and over and over and over again, for 6, 7, 8 months into the series, and then add on another 8 weeks to the series. And then the last series, it kind of just once in a while, right? And that's kind of how the profile works. It's a time commitment, right? It's all about screen time and how you manage your time in front of the screens, and if you're being effective in your time in front of the screen. So there's quite a bit of things that I think are new that are very valuable. And you just, you take it, you put it in your toolbox, you take it, you put it in your toolbox. So because of that, I think it's going to be a valuable addition for me to include either the Series 1 or Series 2 into this package. So if you do decide to sign up for this market profile series, at the end of it, depending on what's there and what's not, I go over everything as is that I believe is very actionable anyways, and how the market profile will work for you in the long run, not just the very short time frame that we're in right now, but in the longer term over 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 10 years. Very interesting way to count there in case you didn't notice. But it's all about building, it just ran away from me there. I need that little app there where it gets you get you the word. But it's all about building a strong foundation, right? Not building poor habits in a market right now that is puking out poor habits. It's just puking them out, just puking them out at you. And it's getting you to draw into, doing a lot of things that are working, especially right now, which you should be doing. And I've said this before, trade what's there, trade what's in front of us right now. I'm taking trades that I never used to take just because that's the market we're in, right? It's doing things against the grain at sometimes that just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense when you're day trading the indexes. So, I'm very much a stickler on building a strong foundation and building good habits. And that's kind of what the series is focused on, is building strong habits that will help you in longevity, not just tomorrow, not just next week, not just next year. I'm talking down the road, something for you to take and build off of as you go on, just like I did. I learned the profile as well. And then from there, I took it and I spent the time in front of it. I took the foundation that I was given. And then I found my own way of using it in a more actionable manner, right? So that's the purpose of this. It's to build a super strong foundation for you in the market profile, and to kind of bring back to light what the profile is. And the profile is simply a way of viewing the two-way auction on a structural level, right? On a structural level, you're looking for your participants, right? You're looking for supply and demand zones, right? It's all about managing what's in front of you and allowing the profile to give you the edge when it comes to managing them. Okay. That being said, same thing as before. Last series, I did not send trade plans out in the morning. I kind of didn't do that because I was interested to see if it would help people, not get swayed into my exact strategy of trading. I'm not teaching you my strategy of trading. I'm teaching you this tool in a very professional manner. This series, I'm going to get back to it. So, each and every morning you get the write-up, you get the trade plan, and then we get right into it when we get together. So nothing from that side is going to change. I think there's going to be some great opportunity for us to watch. I think, the market has the opportunity to do some crazy things here as we continue forward. And I think it's going to be a really, really good opportunity. Another thing that I was thinking of potentially taking out, but haven't gone full throttle on yet, is there may be a possibility that I remove the break week. So usually it's a 9-week course. We take a break in the middle. I have had good feedback on it. I've had a lot of poor feedback on it, that they don't like they don't like to have that block there where they're not getting into it. So that's something I'm going to discuss with participants as they sign up. And then I'll make a decision from there based off the majority. So with that being said, there's no pressure for you to sign up. If it's something you're interested in, by all means, I would love to have you. I would love to show you, what I consider to be, the best way of using profile. I mean to say, in a humble manner. If you have any questions at all, you can reach me on, obviously, Twitter. And you can also email me. My email is on the website, Cody at TradeUp Don't put my last name in there because you won't come to me. If you're looking for that, it is on the bottom of the website here. You can just click on this and send it off to me. Alrighty. That's all I wanted to get to. I just wanted to share that with you as I announced it today, and after having some discussion with some of the people that are looking forward to it. It's there. It's ready. We're going to get going here, rather quickly. There is a cap, as always. I cap each and every one of these to keep it, to be able to keep it a very personable thing. And I will not go over that number cap. So once I get there, and if I get there, that will be it. That will be all, and we'll move on, and we'll see if maybe there's a fourth one somewhere down the road, which I can't say yes or no about right now. Anyways, all right. Have yourself a great night. If you don't, subscribe to my YouTube if you're interested in joining me for the morning prep each and every day. It's free of charge, of course. I just throw it out there. I think it's valuable to go over kind of our mindset and see where we're going to end up, coming into the market. So have yourself a wonderful evening, and I will check you guys tomorrow morning.